Cupra Born Review. But before we start, please support us by pressing the like and subscribe buttons, so that we can continue to provide information about car and motorcycle news. Also turn on the bell button to get the latest updates. Your support means a lot to us. Thank you. It's all too easy to get chin-scratchy in this business, surrounded as we are by other enthusiasts in the bubble of motoring journalists and PRs. But there does seem to be a theme running through various conversations going on at the moment, both inside and outside the bubble, as more and more people end up discussing how to make electric cars both exciting and different. Everyone is well aware that change is coming, but no one is quite sure how it's going to manifest itself for the people in this world who love cars. It's a real concern, in my opinion, as a lot of manufacturers are proposing platform sharing. The economies of scale make financial sense and, to a certain extent, it's no different from what Volkswagen et al. Have been doing for years now with ICE cars, but with VW's MEB platform and the numbers involved, it takes on a whole new meaning. Some estimates have 50 million cars being built off the underpinnings. In a world where EVs are arguably more susceptible to being homogeneous white goods, it's a worry. In the light of all that, step forward the latest to try and persuade that all will be okay with the strategy, the Cupra Born. This was originally conceived as the concept seat L Born, but as time has gone on, the suits in the VW group decided to launch it as a Cupra. It makes sense, people are prepared to pay more for a Cupra, and with a starting price of around £31,500 for the most basic model, exact prices will come in December 2021, it ain't as cheap as customers expect of a seat. On paper, things are looking good. It's the Cupra version of the Volkswagen ID.3, so by definition, hopefully, the slightly sportier one with more emotion. It's a new era for Cupra and the first all-electric car it's made. Leaning heavily on the MEB platform, it gets a mid-mounted skateboard battery, housed within an aluminium structure but still weighing a chunky 350-odd kilos, in 3 different sizes, 45 kilowatt-hours, 58 kilowatt-hours and 77 kilowatt-hours. Those equate to ranges between 211 and 336 miles, along with 3 different power levels. We tried both the mid and top spec 201 bhp and 228 bhp, the latter thanks to a temporary 30-second Z-boost mode, accessed by pressing down hard on the accelerator, but a lower powered 148 bhp version will also be available. Charging times are competitive with rivals, adding 62 miles, 100 kilometers, in 7 minutes with a 125 kilowatts DC charger or 5% to 80% in 35 minutes. There's also a range of Cupra branded home chargers, should you so wish for the marketing symmetry. Like its ID.3 sibling, the Born is rear-wheel drive, the motor sitting above the rear axle and connected via a single-speed auto transmission. It's an expensive multi-link suspension setup back there, with a McPherson strut arrangement at the front. Dynamic Chassis Control, DCC, is available as an option on the 228 bhp versions, and depending on the cost, it could be a good option to pick because it adds an extra edge to the Born's dynamics. So far, so very ID.3, the elephant in the room is definitely the German sibling. The Cupra is fundamentally the same car, so the Spanish firm is working hard to convince people that it's done things differently. Wider tires will be available. We tried the 215/45 or 20 combination, but a 235 width will be offered, while the Cupra is also 15 mm lower at the rear and 10 mm lower at the front than the Volkswagen. Progressive steering is standard across the Cupra range and, on those wider tires, it's possible to completely disable the escape. Game changers against the VW? I'm not convinced. As for its looks, there's definitely a family resemblance. The side profile is where there's no mistaking the ID.3 base, because the silhouette makes the two cars look more related than, say, a VW Golf and Seat Leon, no matter how many chunky bumpers and rear wings are added. Although, to be fair, that rear spoiler is apparently functional. Still, it certainly looks different from the nose. The Cupra lettering in copper is a nice design detail and there are other copper highlights sprinkled throughout. Overall, it's a decent looking hatch. The same copper details appear inside. The interior is dominated by the large, 12.0 inches touchscreen setup that also appears in the ID.3, as well as the small binnacle in front of the driver, but it's a good place to sit. There's a minimum of shiny piano black plastics, praise be, and plenty of soft touch man-made fabric, including optional Dynamica. Cupra is keen to emphasize that a lot of the material is made from upcycled plastic waste from the sea and, what's more, it's local plastic because it's harvested from the Mediterranean.
Thanks for watching.
Drop a like. Leave a comment.
And don't forget to subscribe to watch more videos like this.